Hey everybody, Stefan here from Be a Python Dev. Today we're going to be working on a Leet Code problem. Best time to best time to buy and sell stock. So the problem is, say you have an array for which the ith element is the price of a given stock on day I. If you were only permitted to complete at most one transaction, buy one and sell one share of the stock, design an algorithm to find the maximum profit. So this is going to be kind of a basic math and how you work with arrays and how you can analyze the numbers in arrays. Note that you cannot sell a stock before you buy one. Okay, obviously. So here's our example 1. If we have an array that is 7, 1, 5, 3, 6, 4, our best output is 5. That would occur if we bought here and then sold here. So our max spread is times 5, which would be pretty amazing. Example 2, input 6, 7, 6, 4, 3, 1. And in this case, it's constantly going down. This would be a horrendous stock. You never want to buy this. The output would be 0 because you would never want to buy this. So you would think that we're probably just looking for the local min, but that's not always the case, because let's say our array is something like we'll just use the example they gave here, 7, 1, 5, 3, 6, in which case our best output is 5, right? But then let's say this goes on to end up being like, that's not going to be a good example, because then our best would be 9, because we'd buy at 1, we'd sell at 10. So again, I'm trying to say why we don't want a local min. Let's say we have 2 here, 9 here, then 1. So if we buy at 2, sell at 9, our gain is a 7. Which, that's actually a spread of 7 compared to a like 700% increase. In which case, if you bought at 1 and then you sold at 6, that would be technically better. But for the case of this algorithm, we're just concerned with the difference between the two values. So if we bought at 2, sold at 9, we gain $7 in terms of dollars. Versus if we bought 1 here and sold at 6, we'd have $5. So obviously we're going to need to track our answer here. And we'll initialize our answer to be 0 to handle the case if it's always decreasing and the output is 0. I did this 5 days ago, so I don't fully remember when I actually wrote. So we'll try to do this kind of live ad hoc-y. So we're also going to need to track our minimum value. So we will initialize this to be prices 0. Right? We're not really concerned with indexes, so we don't need to track those. We just need to track what the lowest we've seen is and what the most spread we've seen is. So obviously, as we're going to the right in our array, like let's say we see a value of 2 here, and then we see this value of 1. Basically, we want to change our local min to be the lower value, because anything we see to the right of this now is always going to create a higher spread than our 2 would have. So basically, we're just tracking an initial spread value, and then if we see a lower value, we set that, and then see if we see a new spread value that is higher than the one that we saw previously. So to do this, we're going to create a for loop through the elements in our array for value in prices. I don't think we actually really care about the first value that much. But we do need the previous value so that we can track our so this would actually be better if we do this way. For I and range prices. So range is going to essentially create like a counter for us. So if we do range 3, it'll give us an array 0, 1, 2. I think that's right. It doesn't actually include the 3. It just gives us 3, 0 indexed. So this gives us the full array. We don't really care about the very first value because that's always already set to our local min and we can't create a range. Actually, let's just change this to be called range. Apparently range is a built-in function, obviously, because we just used it. Stock range. Alright, we're gonna want to start this at 1. Since we're starting at 1, that creates the problem that our prices always needs to have at least 2 elements in it. So we can just say if length of prices is less than 2, just return 0. So that's our assumptions here, is that prices will always be a list of integers bigger than length 2. Alright, so that's all pretty simple. Now we just need to define what kind of logic we need here. So if prices I is less than local min equals prices I. So this means we're seeing a smaller value than what we saw before, so we don't actually need to calculate our range and then compare our ranges. Else actually we just do an else if, and then we need our condition here. So elif prices I minus this is actually fine. Let's say our local min is 7 and then the next value is 6. This is going to create a value of -1, which is obviously smaller than our stock range, and we only care if it's bigger, so it's not actually going to set anything. So elif the current price that we're seeing right now minus the local min, so the range of the growth that we can receive from buying when we are and selling at the high value. If this is bigger than the range, stock range equals what we just talked about, prices I minus local min. We don't really need the parentheses here, it's just kind of nice for separating things. And then I think we can just return our stock range here. Alright, let's run this code, see if it works. If not, we can debug what's going on. List object cannot be interpreted as an integer. Oh yeah, obviously there should be length prices. Alright, so output 5, expected 5. This seems to work for the given test case. Now we'll go ahead and submit this, and Leet Code will run it through a whole bunch of various test cases, edge cases, all that fun stuff. If we pass all those, should be good to go here. Alright, so that is accepted. It's a little more memory efficient than what I created 5 days ago, since I didn't have as many conditions and variables. It's a good thing to be aware of. Thank you for sitting through this and listening as I talk about it all live, obviously. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you want to see more coding challenge videos, and hopefully I'll get better describing my thought process and how I'm implementing things as I continue doing this. So take care, have a nice day, bye.